All right, boys, today we're going to talk about sales. The 5 simple steps to take a potential customer and turn it into a sale. All right, the first step is going to be prospecting, finding your ideal client. Most of the time when you're in a sales job, leads will be provided for you, but if you don't have a customer, you can't sell anything. So that's the first step is identifying the person that would be interested in the product or service that you're interested in selling. And if you want to learn more specifically about how to get leads, I can make a video on how to find your ideal customer depending on what your business is, your product or your service. So trying to find somebody that's actually motivated, somebody that's actually qualified, and there's many different avenues that you can find your ideal client. But it's actually making sure that you're talking to the right person in front of you, because if you're talking to somebody and they're not interested in buying, you're not going to sell them anything. So second is, once you actually meet your ideal customer, is building rapport. So building rapport is going to be asking questions to get to know who your buyer is, who your customer is. Where are they from? Where do they live? Where do they grow up? What do they do for work? What do they do for fun? Get to know the person that you're talking to and make them your friend, because ideally, you don't want to make it a strictly serious business transaction. Somebody is more likely to buy from somebody who feels like they're a friend, not just strictly business transaction. Nobody wants to do just strictly business. Most people actually want to know who they're buying something from, but they're more likely to pay a higher price, or they're more likely to stick to the process, or at the end of the day, buy your product or service if they like who you are. So if you go and meet 2 different businesses and one is super dry, straight to the point, and is all about numbers and about the product or service, and it doesn't get to know you at all, it's going to make a big difference to the customer if they come in, they're greeted, and the sales rep is actually trying to get to know the person. They end up liking the salesperson and considering them like a friend, and wants to go get lunch with them eventually, or go play some sports, or do whatever. They find a commonality. And if they're able to relate to you, if they're able to find some commonalities or find somebody who's genuine, most people are willing to pay a premium to do business with somebody they actually like and can relate to. The third thing is going to be qualifying your customer. So to make sure that you're actually talking to the right person, or knowing what their motivations are for being there, for talking to you, for coming into your business, is actually asking the right questions. Why they're considering buying? Are they having a current issue? What is it that they're looking for that they don't already have? And when do they need it? So understand their pain points, understand the solution that they're looking for, and then understand their time frame. So are they looking to buy today? Are they looking to buy a week from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? It's all going to be super relevant to the specific thing that you're selling them. So by understanding your customer's pain points, their timeline, and their motivation, you're going to be able to help them the best way. So let's say if you're at a dealership and you go in and the car salesman is trying to sell you, oh, come check out this truck, when you haven't even told them what you're looking to buy or what your needs are. How do they know you need a truck? What if you just need a commuter car? So at the end of the day, they're not gonna buy a truck if they don't need a truck. You can't convince somebody to buy a truck if they're looking to save money on a commuter car. So you need to know what their needs are to be able to best help them. The fourth thing is going to be problem solving. So once you figure out what their problems are, if they're looking to buy today or a month from now, what their specific pain point issues are and motivation is, once you figure those out, you want to be able to actually solve those problems for them. So as an example, in the car sales process, if somebody comes onto the lot and saying, hey, I need a car today, my car, I was in a wreck, but I don't have the money yet because the insurance hasn't paid me, but they told me, hey, I already know I'm getting 20 grand. So we can say, what if I can get you the car you need today and we can wait for the down payment? And they were like, oh, whoa, I didn't know you could do that. That's solving their problem. If they're wanting to buy today, but their issue is that they don't have the money yet. So if you can find out what their problem is, you're going to be able to solve it. And if you understand, obviously, problem solving, that's just going to be different strategies, thinking outside of the box and overcoming objections. Oh, I need to think about it. Understand, okay, what is it that you need to think about so I can help you? Because if they just need to think about the color because the color wasn't the one they wanted and they actually wanted a blue one instead of a red one, what if I can get you that blue one? What if I can find that blue one for you? Perfect. Boom. So you just need to understand what their problem is and making sure that you're asking those clarifying questions or deeper questions to understand what you're actually up against, because some people don't want to tell you what their issues are, or they don't think it's an issue that could be solved. So they don't tell you. You have to dig it out of them. And once you become their friend, so they feel comfortable telling you what their issues are, you're going to be able to solve them. The fifth and last one is going to be closing the sale. Once you find your ideal buyer, you make them your friend, you find their problems, and then you solve the problems. The next part is to close them. Close the deal and make the sale happen. Something they say in sales is ABC, always be closing. And these are statements that you're saying throughout the sale to solidify the sale. So specifically in a car sale transaction, like in the example I used before, if I can wait for the insurance money, if I can find you that blue car, and if I can get you the commuter car you're looking for, so you're hitting all three of their needs, will you buy it today? And so you're asking them directly, will you buy the car if I'm getting you everything you're looking for? And that might seem simple, but you need to ask this question. You can't assume, to make sure the sale actually moves to the next step, because some people need you to ask them. This is how you're actually going to close the sale. Making sure that you understand their problems, solve them, and then always ask, if I can solve your problem, if I can, will you? That's the closing statement. If I can solve your problem, will you buy this product today? Will you buy this service today? That's how you close the sale. These are the 5 steps in sales that you need to learn and to master to make money. My first sales job was at a dealership, and it changed my life. I could never go back to an hourly wage job once I was able to make money based off of my performance. So instead of having to be at my job 40 hours a week to make $2,000 or whatever it is, depending on your hourly wage, I could make those $2,000 in a week or in a few days, depending on how many cars I sold. So understanding how sales works and applying for a sales role job can change your life by, instead of relying on an hourly wage, you become more like an entrepreneur or like a business, and you're paid based off of the problems that you're solving and your performance. So how many sales you made rather than how many hours you worked. There's going to be some days where it took all day to close one customer, depending on what you're working on, or you close 10 customers in one day, and sometimes they're going to be easy, sometimes they're going to be hard, but you get paid based off of your performance, which allows you to grow and make money exponentially rather than linearly. So you're not capped on your potential. You're able to make unlimited amount of money depending on how hard you work and how many deals or sales you can make in a given hour, day, week, month, year. Sales is the way to go. I would never go back to an hourly wage job after working in sales. I would only stick to sales. So if you are looking to make a lot of money with no experience, I didn't have any experience. It's something that you can learn. It's a skill. I would apply for a sales role, car dealership, insurance. There's so many different jobs you can apply for. All right, thanks guys.